Hello everyone and welcome to Majesty 2 Monster Kingdom. Monster Kingdom is the last official expansion for Majesty 2 and it changes things up quite a bit. Battle of Ardania was mainly just a bunch of missions with a couple of new monsters but with no significant gameplay changes, and that's going to change now, so let's not waste any time and dive right into the campaign.
It all started one fateful night, when the crown of Ardania was stolen. The next day, the priests of the Conclave, led by the Spirit of Kings, broke into the palace. Their intention, to overthrow the rightful monarch of the realm. It was only the foresight and experience of his good advisor that saved His Majesty from ruin. Now the great king had to restore his rule. But where would he find allies to join him on this path?
Yeah, you saw that right. This expansion is called Monster Kingdom for a reason. So we have lost our throne, we've been overthrown by the Conclave of Gods, but we're going to find new allies soon.
Your Majesty, our meeting with the goblins is going even better than we hoped. At least we are not huddling in the woods under a tree, but rather dining in a well-preserved castle. We'll have to put up with the noise and drafts until the gnomes finish their repairs, but after that, these ruins will be a royal residence worthy of a king. In any case, the important thing is that you're still alive, sire. I suspected that the Conclave would eventually come out against your rule, but I never thought the priests would be so impudent. Imagine stealing the crown of Ardania and summoning the Spirit of Kings that it might take the place of their rightful ruler. I must admit, 'tis a brilliant plan. If they simply stooped to seize the throne, the Conclave would have great difficulty convincing the people that they were driven only by sincere concern for Ardania. But this way, the priests receive universal support. And now you cannot even seek help from your loyal followers, or the priests will learn of this and destroy you along with your rebel friends. But you do need an army, Your Majesty. An army the likes of which Ardania has never seen. An army of monsters. All those monsters against whom the great rulers have fought for so long. But they will help you now. Believe me, they will. Of course, they won't fight for free, but in exchange for the equal rights and freedoms that you will extend to all their kind once you are restored to the throne. First of all, you must unite the goblins under your banner. Of course, they are dressed more, ethnically than your normal soldiers, and have more freedom in expressing their emotions, shall we say? But in fact, they are our brothers nevertheless, in a sense. That is to say, they also call Ardania their home. I advise you to get used to the idea, sire. It's the best I can come up with. I am trying, you know. Did you sleep well in your new palace, sire? I dreamt of the victory of the first great ruler over Durgo the Cyclops. 'Twas a glorious battle. This dream was surely a good omen. A new quest for you, Your Majesty. So, allow me to explain the situation. The Conclave of Priests, along with an army of Templars and treasonous lords and rebels, have united all the cities against us. On our side, we have the truth, and a handful of green men armed with spears. And ratmen, if they can be counted among men. All told, the enemy, as always, stands little chance against us. Your Majesty, a new building is complete. The first thing to do is seize the nearest city and organize a forward base of operations there. No, Your Majesty, of course you need not slaughter the entire population of the city. In the end, the common people are not to blame for the present predicament. Let us instead simply restore your legitimate rule, sire. Your Majesty, a new building is complete. Though the goblins have agreed to act as our allies, you have not yet become their true leader. For this, you must do something useful for your tribe. Fortunately, an excellent opportunity has presented itself. I have just learned that this time of year, the goblins begin their bear hunting season. Usually, a group of goblin archers gets together, drinks half a barrel of ale, and goes into the woods and wakes up all the bears. But this time they have gone too far, venturing too close to human lands, where they were seized by the local rangers. Rescue the goblins' archers, and you will surely gain their trust. Your Highness, our research is complete. Sire, before the goblins were captured, they did manage to greatly anger the local bears. The animals have tracked down the offenders by their smell, and are now attacking their guild. And since these guilds are guarded by the rangers, they have had to deal with the bears themselves.
Okay, so finally that dialogue's over, and as you can see, I'm already building up our monster city. The monster city isn't radically different from what we had before, but we have this monstrous palace. We have a bazaar instead of a marketplace.
A new quest for you, Your Majesty. Ah, what a lucrative trading post. 'Tis a pity that we cannot build more such posts. But wait a minute. Technically, you are a monarch in exile, 'tis true. But if you demonstrate to the merchants that you still have enough troops, for example, if you demolish the castle of the Traders Guild just a bit, then Richard the Lion's Share will almost certainly agree to cooperate. After all, as they say, donkeys do not smell like money. Or was it the other way around? Your Majesty, 'twould be wise to make way to the castle of the Traders Guild.
Okay, as you can see, we've got gnome guards guarding our castles, we've got vampire tax collectors, which actually do have an attack, so they can defend themselves against rats at least. And we do have a bunch of monsters, and these are kind of analogs to the hero class we had before. So we have goblin spearmen, and these goblin spearmen are kind of like our warriors, and for some reason we can build 4 of them in every guild. Not really sure why it's not just 3. We have Redman robbers, and Redman robbers are kind of like rogues. And later on we will get more monsters that are more or less analogs to the monsters more or less analogs to the heroes we know. And we also have a pub, which is basically like the inn we had before. And we have gnome shacks instead of the usual peasant huts. So we don't really have a wizard's guild. One of our heroes died. We don't really have, or no, I think that was just a guard. It wasn't actually a hero. So we don't really have a wizard's guild, but we can research spells in our normal buildings. For example, in the goblin guild I could get this troll regeneration spell, which is kind of like the healing spell. And we also have this extortion spell, so yeah, and here this is one of our goblin spearmen breaking down a bear. So, and we no longer have sewers, instead we have these piles of garbage, and these will spawn cockroaches and ancient cockroaches, which is pretty funny. And we also have these goblin towers. These goblin towers are pretty good. Don't have to upgrade them, and at least I have the feeling they are a little stronger than the usual guard towers we had before. So let's destroy this wolf's den here. And yeah, this bear den here too. And there's also a statue of the king, which now shows, instead of this like tall, blonde, handsome guy, shows this hulking goblin guy with ridiculous shoulder pads. But I'm okay with that. So I have to force some merchants into cooperation. And I also have to finish construction of these guilds here. But to do that I have to kill all these heroes here. And yeah, that's a little bit of an issue with this campaign, that you always, well not always, but most of the time fighting heroes. And these heroes do gain levels, as I've explained a bunch of times, so yeah, this can be a little bit tricky, but it's not too bad because, quite frankly, these monsters are pretty good. I have the feeling they are a little bit more competent than the usual human heroes. So yeah, I'm not too concerned about this. So let's destroy this bear then here. And yeah, also bear man here, so let's kill that one too. There come my heroes. And these rats are actually now on my side. Yeah, these ratmen, they kind of look like pirates and they are associated with rats, so rats will accompany them in combat. And they can be quite useful. They are really weak, but then again, 150 hit points is pretty solid and they can distract the enemy, which is probably their most useful ability. And I already bought all the special abilities, so this battle shouldn't be too much of a problem. So let's cast regeneration on them. Regeneration has a downside of being way slower than a usual healing spell, which just instantly gives the hero a couple of hit points. But on the other hand, it lasts a little bit longer, so it's more of a long-term thing. Ooh, and this is going quite okay. I mean, my spearmen are already level 10, which is quite good. Yeah, we got this. And instead of the graveyard, we now have the gates of hell, because, well, if you're a monster, you're probably going to hell, so yeah, that's what's to be expected. And it's spawning imps. And later it's also spawning demons. So let's resurrect this redman here. And let's destroy this den here. Could probably build a second spearman guild, but I don't think it's really necessary. Here we go.
Your Majesty, a new building is complete.
This mission isn't all that difficult. It's mostly a mission to get to know your new heroes and to get used to them and everything.
The quest is completed, sire. Sire, the head of the local rangers was so impressed with how you dealt with the bears that they immediately ordered that you be granted free access to the Goblin Archer guilds. It's all for the better that you did not kill the traitors, for your merciful actions only secure your image as a monarch sympathetic to his people. Your Majesty, perhaps it's time to collect the taxes.
And these bearmen are kind of strong.
Your Majesty, a new building is complete.
But I now have goblin archers, so let's buy a bunch of those. And let's get their upgrades straight away.
Need me to put an arrow through something?
The tech tree of the monsters is slightly different. So you can transform goblins into goblin shamans. And those actually have healing spells and everything, so you don't really have a cleric equivalent. Instead you have those upgraded goblins.
Our research is complete.
And yeah, my archers are leveling up nicely against those bearmen.
Your Highness, our research is complete.
Yep, here we go.
Did you see that?
Yeah, these rangers aren't going to bother me anymore, so... Oh, and these ones here too. So it wasn't just that one group of archers, but actually both. So all that's left is destroying, or at least damaging, the castle of the Merchant Guild. So let's get everybody to attack this bearman here. Yeah, it's not fair, I shot him first. Yeah, let's resurrect these guys straight away, if I actually had the money to do that. And yeah, these guys are hopefully leveling up a little bit too. Here we go. And just look how quickly these guys are leveling up. So yeah, let's get these guys here back too. And I think I already got all the upgrades. Where do these wolves come from? There might actually be a wolf down here, so let's explore here. And then let's explore the rest of the map so we find the Merchant's Guild castle, which is probably somewhere here. So please explore this area. Nope, those are probably off-map wolves, so let's just go here. And I think my heroes should be able to handle this. And I guess these guys are just going to patrol this area. And they are now neutral. Yeah, I kind of like playing with the monsters. As you can see, playing with them is not radically different, but it's refreshing. And it's a little bit different than the Battles of Ardania expansion, because that expansion was just basically just a mission pack add-on. At least Kingmaker had the goblins as a new faction, but that other add-on wasn't all that special, to be honest. And why is nobody willing to explore this area? Come on, 1,000 gold. That should be sufficient. And I can't form parties yet, but that's okay. So come on. Oh, suddenly everybody's interested.
Your Majesty, those guardhouses stand in the way of your first triumphant step towards your restoration to the throne. They must be destroyed. 'Tis an unfortunate loss, but there is no other way. A new quest for you, Your Majesty.
Cool, let's bring down these guardhouses. Actually, I think I'm supposed to bring down this entire city. Or am I? Oh, no, it's just that one guardhouse. Okay, that shouldn't be much of an issue.
Quest is completed, sire. The guardhouses have been destroyed, and the road to reclaiming your crown lies open before you. I beg you, sire, do not hesitate.
Okay, so let's destroy these guilds before they spawn any heroes. For some reason this faction already has a graveyard. Let's also destroy their blacksmith and their marketplace and their inn. And then we can focus on the castle. And that's actually quite a number of heroes. But yeah, I think these are like level 3 or so, so no problem for my goblins. And where are you going? Nope, it doesn't look like they're going for my town, so I should be good. Come on. Yeah, I have a feeling that... yeah.
Completed, sire. Just as I expected, sire. A little pressure, and the head of the Traders Guild remembered that he serves at the pleasure of the rightful king of Ardania. He has signed all the papers and put his stamp on all the necessary seals. It would appear that there are some advantages to being the king of the monsters.
Okay, that wasn't too difficult, but obviously it was just a tutorial mission. So yeah, we have recruited a bunch of new subjects. And we have the merchants back on our side. And we can select our first lord. So I think I'm... yeah, just look at these names. Bogged Up Crooked, Crook Grumpy, Shame Stubborn, Bogged Up Bluish, Donato Don Saturday, Ignacio Snump, Gaspar's One Leg. Yeah, these red men have like Italian or Spanish names for some reason. I guess that's also why they look like Corsairs or so. Yeah, whatever. So let's select one of these goblin spearmen, preferably one with a high offense. Like, yeah, this one here. Also has quite a lot of hit points. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I hope you join me next time. So take care and see you then.